Yo, so guys, welcome back to another video, and this is another baseball reaction, and the video we're doing today is Disco Demolition Night became a fan riot set to take me out to the ball game, the worst. I mean, this is one of those random, unique type story videos that was actually suggested from my Why the 10-cent beer night, like, was it a disaster, I think that was the title, which that video was, that was one of the most random things, but I genuinely really enjoyed it. I mean, it's something just so out of the blue, but I'm actually, yeah, like I said, I think it was in the last video, I'm really enjoying these story type videos in baseball, and I will get back to doing a sort of like the more normal, just sort of like actually looking at gameplay and learning about players and like the best games, etc. Like all these rewind type videos. I will get back to them, but I just like doing, and this is what I've set out from the start of my channel, I just love doing these really random type videos that you don't really see other reactions, like other channels like react to. I just like digging deep into the most unique things in sports, in US sports, whether it be baseball, basketball, whatever sport it is. I just like these story type videos, and yeah, I'm going to keep doing them, but of course I will start doing the more usual type like reactions as well, because I do enjoy them as well. I just like mixing it up a bit. But yeah, this is like, basing it off the title, this is going to be the most if it's anything like the last video, this is just going to be an absolute banger again, but it's quite a short one. It's 5 minutes 50 seconds, but it's from SB Nation, so it's bound to be an absolute banger. But let's check it out. Please leave a like if you enjoy, and quickly, I know this is that only baseball fans will be watching this, but if you do like basketball, I made a KD reaction, a Kevin Durant reaction, and it got blocked from YouTube, so I posted it on my Daily Motion. The link's in the description. Just click the link and you can watch it if you are interested. I'm just sort of letting people know for the next few videos, because obviously there's no real other way of like notifying you that I've posted it. So again, if you are interested in that, the link's in the description. But let's check this out. And yeah, let's see what this is about, man.
A typical sports promotion consists of a bobblehead giveaway, or mini bat day. Sometimes teams get creative, like toilet seat cushion night for when the chili dog...
Wait. Toilet seat cushion night? Oh, mate. US sports are different, bro. They are
sometimes
different.
Promotions get dangerous, like the riot-inducing 10-cent beer night. But riot or not, that's just a great deal. One promotion, however, took booze and poured it all over the fire inside every disco hater in 1970s Chicago. Grab your white suits and quaaludes. This is the worst sports promotion.
Oh, so they're saying this one's worse than the 10-cent beer night. Oh, wow.
Park, Chicago. July 12th, 1,979 years after you-know-what. The lowly White Sox are playing a doubleheader against the Tigers, 2 games more than Chicago fans were interested in that year. White Sox owner Bill Veeck and his son Mike, the promotions manager, figured there wasn't much they could do to get baseball fans to the stadium, so they set their sights on something people liked, something really big at the time: music.
Okay.
Earlier in the month, Sony debuted their Walkman in Japan, setting the stage for that stack of Weird Al cassettes in your attic. And back in March, Philips showcased a prototype for their optical digital audio disc. Sounds like communism to me, but it's safe to say this is a big year for the industry. Yeah. And the powdery white crest of this
like it was sort of linked to like where the world was going at that time, like, that kind of moment. So I guess this was a way to attract more people, because, like I was saying, like sort of the music industry, I guess it was like booming at this point.
Was shimmering under the light of a hanging disco ball.
Or disco,
the
like,
years following the release of megastar John Travolta's Saturday Night Fever saw disco music grip the top of the charts like Travolta's package in those pants. But rock fans swelled with anger. They shouted in the streets, "How dare people have a differing music taste than I?" And in a year that saw the release of AC/DC's Highway to Hell and Pink Floyd's The Wall, you'd think they'd be content listening to their records in peace out in the garage. But they weren't, not with artists like Donna Summer topping the charts. The voice of this totally justified musical unrest was a man named Steve Dahl. Dahl was a radio shock jock who lost his job at a rock station when it was turned into a disco station. So he had no reason to be mad at disco music whatsoever. Dahl was picked up by a rival rock station and used his platform to drum up an army of people focused on one thing: telling the world that disco sucks. And I have to admit, this is the kind of guy you want to bring home to mom and dad. So Mike Veeck, desperate to get bodies inside Comiskey Park, enlisted Dahl's help in developing a promotion to fill the stands. The plan was, if you bring a disco record to the game, you get in for 98 cents. a marketing ploy for
Oh,
Dahl, whose radio
wait.
station was 97.9
Wait,
WLU.
they had it
Plan
right.
was, if you bring a disco record to the game, you get in for 98 cents. A marketing ploy for Dahl, whose radio station was 97.9 WLUP. Then, in between the two games of the doubleheader, Dahl will blow those f***ing records up. Sounds fun, right? At its core, the promotion worked. Over 50,000 people crammed into Comiskey Park that
Jesus.
night, up from 15,000 the day before. One of
That's. I mean, it did kind of work. It went up by 35,000 within a day. I mean, it shows, like, in the last one, I feel like more people came. It shows that there is some sort of method to their madness. Like, it does kind of work, but as I'm guessing we're gonna see, or we will see, this is gonna end so bad. Like, I guess it's like they had the right idea, but they didn't perfect it very well at all. And yeah, it's gonna. I'm actually very intrigued, like, what's gonna happen, because he's gonna blow them all up. Like, is this what's going to cause the chaos?
of many problems, however, was that Comiskey Park only had a capacity of around
Oh,
44,000,
wow.
and Mike Veck, flexing his preparation skills,
Oh,
hired enough
wow.
security for 35,000 people. Actually, for 35,000 baseball fans. But these weren't baseball fans. It was a mix of Dahl's army of rock-hard renegades and anyone else looking to get wasted and strap a
Jesus
stick of
Christ.
dynamite to the disco world.
They got a chant here. I don't want to turn it down.
At a
Many of
baseball
them
game.
even managed to sneak in their own liquor, because what's the point of watching things blow up without the hard stuff? They had no interest in the baseball game going on in front of them, so they chucked the empty liquor bottles, firecrackers, and any records not handed in at the gate at the men in funny clothes down on the field. Now
Jesus.
imagine playing baseball in front of 50,000 drunk kung laos.
Oh, no, this
Most
is gonna be
surprising
so
of all,
bad.
they played the entire first game. Least surprising of all, the White Sox lost. It was time for the evening's main event. A crate of disco records rigged with explosives and a shit ton of fireworks were placed in center field, right on the grass. Even your drunk uncle has the foresight to put a piece of wood down
It's so
before
bad.
removing his wedding ring the hard way. Then Steve Dahl, in full army garb, drove across the field in a Jeep, presumably using the tires to flatten any divots made by the flying records. As 50,000 people chanted, "Disco sucks," Dahl kept his promise and blew those records straight to hell, sending a message to the
Jeez.
country that radio waves were built for guitar solos and there are no other motives for our actions.
It's
Then
kind of like
every-
he's using this to sort of make a bigger point for, like, his own sort of personal wants and needs, like his hatred for a certain genre. And I mean, I guess, did that work? I mean, I
Everyone
guess
sat back
that's
down
to
and
be...
quietly watched the second game of the night. Oh, I mean, those drunk motherfuckers hopped up on adrenaline and gunpowder
like an
fumes,
argument for
rushed the
another day.
field, set fires, and
Oh
destroyed
my
anything
God.
they could get their hands on. Players locked themselves
Oh
in the
my-
clubhouse, and Harry Carey sang "Take Me Out to the Ball Game," which, first off, was the last thing that would calm these people down, and second, is the most amazing soundtrack to
Oh
rioters
my
destroying a
days.
baseball field. Police managed to settle everything down, and when all was said and done, 39 people were arrested. The
Is that
second
it?
game was
Only
forfeited since the
39?
field was not in playable condition.
Jesus!
And the
Look at them just setting stuff like alight. Mate, Americans, they do stuff so differently, man. I mean, this is mental. Like, for a sport event, you would never expect to see something like this.
and the White Sox got one more tick in the loss column. It was a massive failure for baseball and the White Sox specifically, but it was a win for rock music. The following
guess
years
so.
saw a rapid decline in disco popularity, and today, radio, America's #1 source of new music, is exclusively used for America's #1 music genre, rock, topping the charts with such bands as, oh hey, Panic at the Disco, Panic Indeed, Panic Indeed.
That's actually such a random
Thanks for
sort of
watching.
way to
Let
sort
me
of
know which
look
records
at it.
you'd like to destroy.
Panic at the Disco. That's such a random. That's just like, that must just be a coincidence, right? That's not even a correlation to this, like, story. That's just really, 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 like, random, like, really coincidental. But I like this, man. I mean, I say I like this. It's mental how this sort of stuff, like, goes ahead. But I mean, it goes to show, like, back, like what was this? What, 40 years ago, things were done differently, man. Like, this stuff would not happen nowadays. There's no doubt in that. Like, obviously, chaos would definitely. There's still things that will cause chaos in the sporting world, but not to this extent. This is mental. I mean, the fact that they was it 50,000 people in a capacity, like a stadium that can hold 43,000 people is nuts. And it's actually kind of like, it is dangerous. Like there's been like times in soccer where stadiums have literally collapsed because like the capacity is like there's too many people in the stadium, like the stadium can't hold it. Like been some really tragic events, like it's like sad. I'm guessing you guys have probably heard of them. So the fact that it didn't end with like any deaths is definitely a positive, but still, this was absolutely wild, man. And hey, if there's any more like this, like I've said, just throw them. Like again, it doesn't have to be baseball. Just any sports, man. Like I really like these sort of just random story type videos. They're really, really fun, man. But yo, hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'm just gonna check the comments just quickly because I feel like people in the comments will sort of know more about this event, I guess you could say. Fun fact, this radio station became a Christian rock station. The last thing they played before giving up the reins. Highway to Hell. What the hell? These little coincidences that are happening, man. 50,000 drunk Kung Lao is a great name of a rock band. I knew it would be this or 10 Cent Beer Night in Cleveland. Which one would you say was a bigger failure? Were they both like equally as bad as each other? Or like was one seen as a much bigger sort of failure? Like I said, like does one outweigh the other? Because they both seem like absolute chaos to me, man. Only the same year this is using disco music and their theme, the Pirates, We Are Family Sister, won the World Series. We like disco. I would have picked 10 Cent being like, yeah, that was a good one as well, man. Have they done? I don't know if my 10 Cent being like reaction was from SB Nation. I think it was just a random YouTube channel. I may be wrong with that. I can't 100% remember that, but yo, I'm rambling at this point. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and until next time, like, subscribe, peace.